Has Real Madrid just exposed the dilemma that could mark their entire season? The team remains perfect in La Liga, with back-to-back wins, stellar performances, and explosive performances on the pitch. But off it, tension is in the air. What seemed like a night of celebration, with Eder Militu's stunning goal, Mbappe finding the net again, and Jude Bellingham's return, ended up turning into a heated debate about hierarchy, status, and trust. All because of a seemingly simple scene, Vinicius Jr. being substituted and looking grim, clearly displeased. And look, before we dive into this soap opera, I'll make my usual request. If you're a Madrid fan at heart, if you live every game like I do, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like, because here we follow Real Madrid like a fan in the stands, with emotion, information, and analysis. Game by game, controversy by controversy, victory by victory. This space is ours, from one Madrid fan to another. Now, let's get to the field. Real Madrid remains 100% in the league, without a stumble so far. The victory was solid, complete with an unexpected goal from Militao, one of those shots that makes the stands erupt as if it were a Champions League final. Mbappe also left his mark, and this has become routine. The Frenchman is in spectacular form, enjoying perhaps the best start to a season of his career. And Jude Bellingham, after weeks on the sidelines, returned to the white jersey, and the feeling is that he has never stopped being essential. Everything seemed aligned for a night of full celebration, but the focus shifted from the scoreboard to the gestures, reactions, and subtext. Vinicius Jr. started the game, something that had been questioned in previous rounds when he was left on the bench twice. His performance was good, with flashes of the Vini who enchanted the world 2 seasons ago. That electric, unpredictable player capable of destroying entire defenses and being considered a favorite for the Ballon d'Or award. Analysts praised him. It was the Vini from when he was already a candidate for the best in the world, said Jack, one of the commentators. But despite his positive performance, he didn't complete the full 90 minutes. The sign went up, the number appeared, and Vini left the field. He walked off slowly, his face grim and upset. On the other side, Alonso hugged him, tried to explain, using that gesture typical of a coach who knows he needs to contain the flame before it becomes a blaze. In the interview, the Spanish coach tried to downplay it. He said he needed fresh bodies on the field, that rotating the squad is part of modern football. But the truth is that this detail, which in another era might have gone unnoticed, has gained enormous weight in the current context. And this is a delicate situation. Vinicius Jr., once the undisputed master of Madrid's attack, no longer has the same protection. He's been benched twice in 6 La Liga games, and even when he starts, he doesn't finish. To make matters worse, behind-the-scenes rumors suggest that talks for a contract renewal until 2027 have cooled. The club has put everything on hold, and the feeling among those close to the player is that Alonso isn't fully convinced of his role on the team. This raises the inevitable question: will Vinicius Jr. react with a level head, seizing his chances and regaining his place? Or could this saga take a different turn? And it doesn't stop there. Competitive the squad today is much more. Kylian Mbappe arrived, took the jersey, and became a star. Not just for his goals, but for his overall impact on the field, leading attacks and commanding the tempo. Jude Bellingham, a key player from last season, also returned, and it will always be difficult to imagine the team without him. Even Rodrigo has asked Alonso for the chance to play on the left, Vini's preferred position. In other words, the competition for playing space has never been so intense. The commentators were blunt. Stevie Nicol said, "This story is less about rotation and more about mentality." In his view, if Vini feels he should always play, Regardless of fatigue or strategy, he could clash with Alonso. The coach, he says, won't budge. My way or nothing. This is because Alonso seems absolutely clear about what he wants. It doesn't matter if the player is a Ballon d'Or favorite or a fan favorite. If he doesn't fit into the plan, he'll be benched. It's that simple. And while undeniable this may seem harsh, that the results back it up. Mbappé, Decides Militao, appears with unexpected goals. Bellingham reintegrates, Real Madrid wins, convinces, and dominates the championship. Jack summed it up well. It's not about personalities, it's about results. And Alonso is delivering results. The dilemma is precisely this. To what extent can one sacrifice star status for the sake of the collective? The scene was cinematic. The camera focused on the board, Vinicius's number went up. He left, unable to hide his frustration. The coach hugged him, whispered in his ear, and tried to calm things down. On the other side, Mbappé celebrated another goal, a wide smile on his face, completely in control of the show. The replay showed Militao's shot, that stunning goal that set the Bernabeu ablaze. And while the stands roared, the topic on everyone's lips was different. Why take off Vinicius? Fans divided, but hearts in unison. The debate was already underway. The curious thing is that this happens in September, the start of the season, when everyone is theoretically rested. Analysts emphasized, rest is part of the game, rotation is normal, but so early raises suspicions. Bellingham's return further complicates the equation because he's practically untouchable. Alonso showed at the Club World Cup that, even with changes to the team, Jude always had a place. With Mbappé enjoying his golden phase, it's also impossible to remove him. Who's left? Vinicius, of course. And let's not forget, tough matches are coming up. Next weekend, there's a derby against Atletico Madrid. Soon after, the Classic against Barcelona. And on the European calendar, the Champions League clashes demand the absolute starters. The big question is, when the going gets tough, will Vinicius be in the starting she, or will he watch from the bench while Mbappé, Bellingham, and Rodrigo carry the attack? This is the central point of critical analysis. While Alonso displays firmness, authority, and tactical intelligence, he may also be undermining the confidence of one of the most decisive players of recent times. The mirror is clear. The defense has been working. The attack has been productive, but the egos of the stars need to be managed. Vinicius Jr. has always been the face of modern Madrid, but now he finds himself surrounded by competitors in their prime. This affects his confidence, his status, and even the direction of his renewal. And who would have thought, my friends, Real Madrid remains perfect, but with a silent time bomb ticking inside the locker room. A behind-the-scenes drama that could explode in the next big games. An explosion on the field, tension on the bench, a contrast that defines the start of this season. Militão escorge, Mbappé shone, Bellingham returned, but it was Vinicius Jr.'s appearance that stole the spotlight. In the end, winning isn't enough. The challenge now is to deal with status, contracts, trust, and the new squad hierarchy. Alonso seems unwavering, but how far will this style work? Is he right to reshape the team's leadership, or is he risking creating dangerous rifts in a locker room packed with stars? And here I end with that special call. Now, I want to hear from you. Will Vinicius Jr. still be Real Madrid's star player in the big games, or has he already lost his place to Mbappé and Bellingham? Leave your opinion in the comments. Like if you believe in our team, and of course, subscribe to follow this story with me, chapter by chapter, game by game, victory by victory. Because if there's one thing this team knows how to do, it's surprise us on and off the field.